Hey guys, let's get ready for Remicade with me. I am going for my Remicade infusion today, and I am really actually looking forward to it because I've been feeling really crappy recently. My symptoms have been flaring up and it's just not been great. So today I'm going in. If you guys don't know what Remicade is and you are new to my channel or my Instagram, I will tell you a little bit about it. Basically, it is an infusion that I get. I get it every 6 weeks now. And it is an anti-TNF blocker that helps to control my body's immune response and lessen my inflammation and symptoms of Crohn's. So I go in, like I said, every 6 weeks, and it's an IV. They hook me up. I go in the infusion center, so I'm there for about 2.5 hours. Now I've been on Remicade for a while, so sometimes they know me, so they'll let me kind of speed it up a little bit if I have places to be. I don't know if they're allowed to do that, but it's nice. So they hooked me up, and I'm hooked up to a blood pressure monitor and a pulse ox and heart rate monitor just to keep a check on my vitals while I'm doing that. And it's an IV drip for about 2.5 hours. And during that appointment, it's not just all infusion. So it takes a while. I wait and I actually see a provider. Usually it's not my main GI because he is in procedures, but usually it's one of the other providers, and they'll just get a check on, hey, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Do we think there need to be any changes to your medication? So last time I went, I still was having some really bad symptoms and nothing was really getting better. So they upped me to the highest dose of Remicade that I can be on. So it's based on your weight. And that's how they figure out what your max dosage can be. So they told me that if I was not feeling better on this increased dose, we might have to look at a different biologic. So I have that in the back of my mind. I'm not super excited about that possibility though. I've been on Remicade since 2017, early 2017, I believe. I was on Cimzia beforehand, which was, there were 2 shots that I got in my stomach, but they wouldn't let me do them at home. Insurance wouldn't cover it if I did it at home, which is kind of weird. They would only cover it if I went in to do it. So I got them done at the office, and then that never really worked. It never really did anything for me. So I then switched over to the Remicade. So I'm nervous about switching for a few reasons, because first off, I didn't have success with the other one. So it's kind of like, okay, well, what if this next one doesn't work? And even though Remicade isn't getting me to the place that I used to be, as far as feeling well, it's scary because you're like, well, what if I change and then it doesn't work as good as the Remicade? Then I'm like really back to square one. It also takes a little bit for the medications to kick in, and it's just been so long since I have tried a new medication. It just is almost like a new experience just because I haven't done it in so long. So have to talk to my doctor about that today. Like you said, I don't think I'm gonna see my usual provider. He's probably in procedures. If I do, that will be very exciting though. Love him. I do have an appointment with him next Monday though. So at that appointment, I'm gonna share all my updated symptoms with him and then see what he thinks the best course of action will be, if it really is switching medications or maybe adding something else. So yeah, we'll see. But that's a little bit about my Remicade experience. I'm getting ready to go. I like to at least look a little bit cute just because it makes me feel cuter. I've actually got to meet some really cool people from my infusions too, which is really fun. Like last time I went, I met Delaney from the Bathroom Babes, and we had talked on Instagram before, and we were like, oh yeah, we should meet up because she goes to the same GI as I do. But then we never really like followed up on it, and we just happened to be there. She was getting her infusion at the same time as I was, and we chatted. We had like a little infusion date, so it was so fun. I've talked to other people in there too. I'm always just I usually have my headphones in, but sometimes I'll chat. I'll feel social a little bit. Usually, like I said, I listen to music or not music, I don't know what I'm talking about. I listen to podcasts. Or I work on things like I write. Before, when I was working full time and I was on the clock during those hours, I would do everything I need to do. I would do phone calls, I would send emails, I would work on projects, like just everything while hooked up to the infusion. So it doesn't impact any of that. Sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, it does make me really feel yucky, like kind of flu-like, and sleepy. So if I can, I'll get a nap in. But sometimes it's not, my body's not having it. And then for a few days after, when I first started Remicade, I would feel really sick and flu-like for a few days afterwards. Like I would just have to sleep for like days afterwards. But I started to not have that as much. And then now it'll be every now and then I'll be like, oh, this one really like hit me hard. I don't really know why. Some just hit harder than the others. So, yeah, it was a lot easier before I had kids, because I could literally just say, okay, Friday's Remicade day. I am just sleeping for the weekend, and I will be back in functioning mode on Monday. But now that's not really the case, because you kind of always have to be functioning. I also have started to, just because the infusion schedule's gotten a little crazy, I don't always get my infusions on Fridays, which is fine now because my schedule is sort of a lot more flexible. But yeah. Making faces when you do mascara, it's so weird. I love this mascara though. I've tried so many different ones, and like this one is my favorite. Hold on. I look so tired, so like don't judge that, but that's the other thing. Crohn's can make you really freaking dehydrated. I've been having some like bad symptoms recently, so I've been dehydrated, so I feel like my skin gets crazy. And then before, when it was really, really bad, whenever like my flares would get horrible, I would get really bad cystic acne, like all along my jawline. And it was just impossible to get rid of, and just a horrible, horrible time. So I want to knock on wood that that's gotten better. But hopefully it doesn't come back again, because that is very annoying. But yeah, I always just love doing my makeup. Like I said before, if I feel like I look cuter, then I like feel kind of better on the inside. So I always just do a little something, just, you know, nothing crazy. So, another thing that I have talked about a lot with Remicade is Remicade while on pregnant, or being on Remicade while pregnant. So we'll get into talking about that. I'm going to show you some of the products that I use just for like my quick face. I love these NARS foundations. I mix these two together to be my perfect shade. And then mascara I was using, it's the Cali Ray. Then I love this contour palette from Smashbox. I use this shade here for my main contour, and then I use this for my under eyes to brighten them. I'm having like serious dark circles now, so I like to use that instead of concealer, especially if I'm just doing something quick. This beauty blender is my jam. I got it from Amazon. Just put a little water on it. Oh, and then brows. This is like kind of gross because I've been using it so much, but I love this. It has the comb on the top. It's just a clear brow gel that's pretty strong. And then Urban Decay Brow Blade, love this. And then the Lawless colored gel to kind of just fix it up at the end. Okay, my hair is looking kind of insane. I slept with it in braids, so it is just wild. That's okay. So what we're going for today, I'm gonna use a little bit of this Moroccan oil treatment. It's Mending Infusion. I love it. I just started using it pretty recently. I was using the Bumble and Bumble hair oil, which I still used to. I really like that. But between both those, I like to just alternate between to smooth it out. I have hair extensions if you're new here. So I need to make sure that they are properly moisturized since they do not get the oil from my scalp, the natural oil. So, look kind of like a little poodle today, but that's okay. All right, gonna go get dressed. Okay, I'm dressed and ready. I was running super late. So I'm about to go in to my appointment. But if you guys have any questions about what we chatted about today, you let me know. Drop me a DM, drop me a comment. You can check out my Instagram at Chronically Blonde, CROHNICALLY Blonde. And hope you enjoyed this first Get Ready With Me.